Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. Just checking to see how well I'm in this camera here. We're going to be working on, first of all, I hope everybody had a wonderful and happy Easter. And we're going to be working today on a little bit more of the Olivia journal, and I sound like I'm kind of in a rush. I suppose I am. I'm trying to get things done, and I don't like things hanging. I don't like things waiting in the wings, as it were. So I'm really trying to get some of this stuff done. I think I got a pencil mark on here, so it would seem. Okay, just erase that one. Okay, so excuse me, I'm still working on getting my voice back, but as you can tell, I'm doing much better. I think the last time we were in, one of the last times we were in here, I showed you that I had did one of these, and I was going to work on something else that was going to go on this as well. I haven't done that yet, but I will. I'm actually working on another one that will go into the journal. So I cannot believe that I sat here all afternoon and now I feel a sneeze coming. Oh my goodness, I hope I don't sneeze. I'm going to try not to. Anyway, I wanted to take you through the process of this one. I haven't done it, so I think I know what I need to do. I'm hoping I know what I need to do. And hopefully we will be able to work through this together. My desk is a huge, huge mess. But we're going to try not to knock things over, drop things on the floor, and all kinds of stuff. So this is what I have so far. I did put this one on. I have tape here to put another one on. Doesn't look like I pressed that down very well. And this is what we're going to do. I printed these twice on vellum. There's that one. It's going to go on that side. And then there's this one that's going to go on this side. And I printed them opposite, okay? So the trick is going to be getting them lined up so that they're not like a double image, I want to get them lined up. So that's going to be a little tricky. But the first thing I want to do is put this other side on. So I just wanted to show you how we're going to do that. Let me put that over there because we're going to work on that in a minute. Let me get rid of this one because that's going to go on the other side here, okay? And we're going to try to line those up. That's going to be fun. But we'll see. Okay, so what I want to do here, yeah, I think that'll be okay. Let's go ahead and put this one on. So I'm going to just pick this tape off here across the top first. Oh, why do I keep going that way for my garbage? We're going to put this one, I'm going to line it up down here, and I'm going to try to get it where I want it to be and make sure that it's all, that it covers the tape completely. And that looks pretty well where I would want it to be. So I'm just going to go ahead, press that down across the top here, and then I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to take this tape off and this tape off. And I had to do some trimming on this. Let me go back, I'll go from the bottom here to try to get these to match. Okay. I do believe I am in camera here because I tried to make sure I could see my numbers in the camera. That gives me a guide when I'm working, usually if I'm paying attention. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this one down, and I'm going to kind of go across to hopefully get it all straight. Okay. Okay, so we have that one in here. Okay. I made a cluster already for one. We're going to work on the cluster. I'm flipping this all around. So let me get this. Just trying to get my pieces together. And I'm going to try to clip them together so I don't lose them. Hopefully. I don't think I have it all in here. Let's try to get it all in. All right, perhaps. There we go. That's good. I'll just put that over here. All right, so we've got this one done. I have it cut out. I have it inked already. I have it scored already. So now here is the trick. The trick is going to be, get this right now. Oh, I have to do it this way. I'm like, why isn't this working? The trick is going to be to get this, and I may have to go back and trim the edges on here, and I'm not worried about that right now. My big thing is I wanted to try to get this done. The pockets don't, the frames don't line up perfectly because they were hand cut, hand placed, hand cut. And like I said, I'll do the trimming from the outside. I'm more concerned about getting these to line up better. So what I want to do is, let me see if I can take this over here so it's a little bit better. Let me get a piece of white paper. Hang on. We'll get a piece of white copy paper up here. Just one. Come on. Okay. Might be easier to see what I'm doing. Yeah, there you go. If I put it on the white paper. Okay. What I need to do is I'm thinking, this is the way I'm going to try to get it to line up. And let me get down here 1 second. This may shake the table a little bit, and I apologize. I'm going in to get some washi tape. Okay. I am going to line this one up on here, I hope. Trying to get it so that, and I'm just going to hold it up to the light to make sure that I've got it where I should, and it seems almost perfect. I'm looking here on these little tendrils and down here to see when that gets really sharp and clear for me. I'm thinking I probably have it in the right place, and they look pretty sharp. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty sharp. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to hold that in place. I'm going to try lining this one up on here. There's probably an easier way to do this, but this is where my brain is working. I'm going to try to line these up so that the frames seem to be matching. I'm going to use washi tape, and I'm hoping that this will not stick and peel the paper. It should be all right on the tracing paper, but where I'm concerned is on the embossed piece. Okay. And I'm washing a single towel that got particularly dirty from cleaning the dog. And my washing machine is not sounding like it likes it. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this over because it looks like I've got it in the right place. And now this one I'm just going to go ahead and glue down rather than use the tape, because I can get the glue underneath it a whole lot easier than I can get piece of tape. So we're going to go ahead and glue this one down. Pretty sure this was the glue that I used, the art glitter glue, I think, when I did the other one, the one that I showed you before, where I already had it in the book. Well, not in the book, but, you know, placed in a signature where I think I'm going to want it. So go ahead and do that one. Let me get this out of the way just so that I don't get anything on it. Okay. So yeah, I hope everybody had a really nice Easter. We had a really nice Easter. We did all the cooking for the clients, basically, who live in our center. So we had a really beautiful Easter brunch. We had our Sunday service, our Easter service, and then at about 10:30 we did the brunch. We had the tables all set with tulips, fresh, fresh tulips, potted plants, and all kinds of flowers around. And we had buffet line. Okay, that looks good. And then we're going to put that one over this one. And when we glue it down, that's going to be where we glue it down. And the reason why I was so specific was because I was trying to make sure that these lined up, okay? So that you really didn't see any, like you didn't see this, okay? You didn't see a piece like that on that side, a piece like that on that side. Because then, if any of this is off out here, I will just trim from the outside and make it even that way. This was more important. So we did this one. So now we can actually take this washi tape off. I may even be able to use it again, so I'm going to stick it on the side. So anyway, we had a beautiful brunch. We had scrambled eggs and eggs Benedict, and we had applewood bacon and sausage links, breakfast sausage links, and we had French toast bread pudding that I make with this topping of butter and brown sugar and pecans. And then we had home fries, which was our transitional potato that went either with breakfast or with dinner. And we had rosemary roasted leg of lamb. And we had a raspberry, like a spiced raspberry glaze on our ham. And then we had, I'm holding this up again just to be sure by the light, and that looks pretty good. Happy for that one. I want to make sure that I am lined up on all things with this one, because whatever's on this one has got to be on the other one. So I need to tip this a little. That looks almost good. Almost good. All right, that looks pretty good. This, I think, can still use some adjustment. So let me get in here on this. It's got to come down. Can never do anything easy, you know. I think one day I'm going to dedicate myself to doing a very simple journal. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good to me. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and do this again. Hold that in place. Honestly, I think the tape looks kind of nice in the corners, don't you think? I'm kind of liking it. I may actually leave it. I kind of like it. Maybe not all four corners, but I don't know. I may go back and do this again. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and take this out. Flip it over, and we'll start getting this glued down as well. So anyway, we had the spiced raspberry glazed ham, and then we had fresh asparagus, and then we had a pasta in a zesty pink sauce with grilled shrimp. And then we had a fruit table with assorted fruits on it, melons and pineapple and kinds of fruit that we had cut up, or just, bananas, apples, and tangerines and things like that. Whoops. And then we had a like a dessert table, and I had made fresh cannoli. And we had assorted danishes. We had chocolate mousse. Trying to think if there was anything else on that oh, we had frosted brownies. I think that was on the table as well. So we had an assortment of desserts. I made a spring punch, and of course we had coffee, and then there was iced tea for them to drink as well. So we had quite an assortment of food. I am so liking that tape. I am so liking it. I think I'm going to just stick it on the side over here. And I'll look at it after we're done with, you know, dressing it up a little bit. I'll look at it and see if I think I want to even just add a little bit in the corners, you know, maybe 2 corners, or I don't know. I'm kind of liking it. The color's nice, and that's one of those, you know, happy accident things. I had mentioned that before, you know, you don't know what to do, but you lay something down by accident and you're like, oh my gosh, that looks so good together. Okay, so this is what we have thus far. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to match up these pictures. If I can get this apart now, I put them together. There we are. We're going to match up the pictures. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. You can see that there's a double image there, I think. So what I'm doing is I'm putting it over each other. And I'm just tipping it and moving it and tipping it and moving it. And then I'll do on this side to make sure this is lined up. Okay. And that side's lined up. Okay. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take some clips. You know what? Hang on a minute. Let me try to cover this. So I'm not ready for this yet. I'm going to take some clips and I'm going to go ahead and clip this in place. Make sure again we're still where we want to be. We are. And we'll clip in place here. Now I can feel, and you can see here that I'm off, and on the back here I'm off, but that's okay. Like I said, go back and I'm going to trim that to fit. I'm not worried if this is the exact same size as, you know, the pages in the book. It can be a little bit smaller, and that's fine. Okay. This looks like it may have shifted just the tiniest bit. So let's go ahead there. The clips really hold it well, I'll tell you that. There we go. There we go. All right, and another clip here. I'm going to clip from the side over here. Oh, I knocked my tape over. I'm going to just slide this back into the drawer. Hopefully I won't be banging into anything. I'm just going to clip up here just to keep it a little stronger. And then what? Oh, I had one right here. Look at that. Okay. Or a little more stable, I should say. Let me put that one back in. I'm going to go along the bottom here. What we're going to do is make pockets. Okay, we're making a pocket page with this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue along the bottom here. Okay, and I'm going to glue along the top here. Once this is dry, we'll flip the, or I guess I could put new clips on to hold that in place. Then we're going to come up here and we'll glue the top, and then we'll go around and we'll trim everything. And then I'm going to show you, because these become secret journaling places, okay? Which sounds odd, but that's what it's going to become. That is what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead here, and since this is the shorter side of the paper, I am going to go ahead and just glue down here. Now I know I'm kind of white on white here, but actually it might be easier for you to see. I have issues with white on white now, which I had explained when I have two things that are similar colors. Sometimes it's hard for me now to see where one begins and the other ends, kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. My dryer has now stopped and my washing machine is singing. No, my dryer is singing. I'm sorry, my washing machine is swishing. You can probably hear that in the background. I mean, it's literally, I'd say about 25 feet away from me or so. 25, maybe even 30 feet away from where I am. But it still is pretty loud. Okay, so we're going to take some new clips here. Let's just go ahead and clip these down. Make sure the glue is holding well. I'm just going to do 3 because we do have the glue holding it in place. as well as the clips down here. And we'll just go ahead and do that. Then we're going to get the clips off of here, and we'll go back to the top and glue that part. Actually, let's leave these, because I will do that. I'm going to trim the edges. All right, so let's go ahead here. This is the shorter side. So let's go ahead and put the glue on the shorter or the narrower side. So I'm not gluing outside the edge, if you know what I mean. So, whoops. That was a little juicy right there, but that's okay. Something's going on upstairs. I'm not sure what my husband, but it must be my husband doing something. I don't know. Well, maybe it's my dog. I don't know. I think I had mentioned that we were going to be taking my dog to the vet because, I don't know, maybe I didn't, but he had this growth on his tail. I'm not sure if I had mentioned it here or not. I'm just going to move this paper out of the way so that I can do some trimming here on my thing. So that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. All right, so now I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to leave this here. Okay. I think we're good. Let me switch these to the top. I'm going to move them in a little bit. This is just mostly to make sure that it doesn't shift while I'm cutting it. It shouldn't, because the art glitter glue pretty much holds practically the second you put it on, but I just want to be sure. Anyway, so yeah, my dog has this growth on his tail, and I'm just going to go in a little bit. And it had, the skin had split on it, and it had started to bleed. And so we took him into the vet, and even though the vet did not take a biopsy, she pretty much confirmed that it is cancerous. But right now, it really, we clean it and redress it on a regular basis. She was concerned because he's 14. He's an older dog. He has allergies, which we find that oftentimes it seems a dog that has allergies can very easily get cancer. So I'm just going to move this clip over a little bit. But amazingly, he lived quite a long life for, you know, having these issues. So I'm just going to go ahead and try it. I'm trying to make this straight by not with measuring, but just kind of eyeballing it. So hopefully I'm not off too much. But anyway, but he otherwise feels, he seems to feel fine. He still wants to go for his walks. He still, you know, can hear you open up a cellophane bag from the other room, even though he's hard of hearing otherwise, it seems. My husband says he still has selective hearing, but I don't know. I think he's got some trouble. His eyes are a little, you know, glazed and stuff, which the vet said is normal for a dog his age, that, you know, they kind of get, I don't know if it's like cataracts or glaucoma or something similar like that. I don't know. But, you know, his vision isn't what it used to be, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Some of this I'm going to have to go back and trim off again. Oh, not too much. I think I'll try doing this with my scissors, just to not. Okay. And this one, it's mostly cut through, honestly. Yeah. I'm not really even cutting. I'm just sliding the blades along. Well, obviously that didn't do much good. So anyway, yeah, you know, we're not eager to put him down, but we know it's coming. And but as long as he still seems happy and well, we'll just continue to take care of the wound. And sadly, the time will come, I'm sure, within the next few months. And, you know, we'll just have to do what we're going to have to do, which just breaks my heart. But I guess that's part of having a pet, you know. It happens. So, okay. I think now the only one I have to do is the top. Okay, so let's put these back in here. Okay. So that's that big story, unfortunately. So I'm just going to trim this one now, which looks actually pretty even, you know, like a straight trim. It's just that one side is too high. And that came, you know, they did match size-wise, but when I cut the squares or the rectangles, I probably cut them just slightly off. So that was more my concern. I think it's time to change this blade, to tell you the truth, because it really doesn't want to cut. There we go. I think I've got most of that now. So I'll probably go back and change this blade at some point. And let me go ahead, and I don't want to do that because I'll lose you and then I won't know where you went in this big mess on my desk. So we're going to go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and re-ink these edges because I had inked them before. Get the edge. So listen to that sound. Oh, I love it. I love the sound papers make. It's so funny because I remember as a kid, I used to take, you know, I had a couple of dolls when I was little, and I always wanted to teach them, you know, and I'd sit them all up like they were in a classroom, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who did this, and I would have the paper and stuff, and I loved the sound of the paper. I loved the smell of the paper. I always loved books, you know, and it's just, well, of course I would grow up and make pretty books with different papers, you know, to hear the sounds and the smell and have the smells, and just, you know, just love it. Just love it. Okay. Almost there. Just want to get this re-inked. Let me check my time and see how I'm doing. Am I off? You know, I don't know how I do this. I'm going to move this camera again. Somehow, I don't know what it is I do. Okay, I think I'm back where I belong. But every time I stand up, my camera seems to have moved, and I'm not sure why that happens. But, I don't know. But anyway. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Now you can see we have pockets. Okay, these are pockets here now. And what I'm going to do is I took a piece of paper with script, and this I just mixed some water and brushed corduroy, because I have it in a squeeze bottle, and not a squeeze bottle, but a dropper bottle, and mixed that, and I just brushed it on with one of these spongy things, and did that. Did I just knock something over? No, I didn't. Okay. And what I'm going to do is this is going to go inside. However, yeah, I'm going to have to trim another one down, which is fine. I've already trimmed it once, but I'll trim it again. We'll go from the bottom here and just trim up a little bit. It's just, again, the glue, how far up the glue goes when you actually smush it down. This will be inked again. Okay, and I'm not going to ink the fold, and there's something I'm going to do to it okay, my dryers, I've got it on wrinkle free, so it'll stop and then it spins and then it stops and then it spins, and every time it stops beeps at me again. So you might hear that in the background as well. And the sump pump's going off to my right over here. The wonderful basement noises, right? So anyway, what I was thinking of doing, I think I had this one going this way. This will go in like so. Now this is going to be a place for you to journal. And what I was thinking was to edge it with lace. I may or may not. I think I may just leave it, only because of the size. It takes, you know, for the thickness, I should say. It takes a little bit to get it in, you know, to put it back in. But I think I may leave it anyway and just have it go like that. So now it just looks like a card that has the writing on the background, and then the roses are over it, and it looks like that on both sides, okay? But you can actually open this and reach in and pull this out, and then you can journal on the other side. And I think for the knowing how thick and bulky the Olivia journal is getting, I don't know if I had showed you what I had done on the cover thus far, but I have made the cover. The spine is in. So I have to do what I have to do to make everything fit into this. So so we've got that one on that side, and then I have another piece of printing over here. Now this, I don't know if it printed crooked. It looks a little like it's going down. I only need about from here to here. So I'll probably cut it, hope if I can, to be a little straighter and not tipping down. Looks like a love poem of some kind. Let me just show you real quick. Push that up because I've been using those. What I've done so far for the cover. It's not in here. Oh, I know what I've done with it. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I've got it over here because I was trying to see how the so much stuff on top of it, how the signatures were fitting in. So I've got the signatures just laying in here except for the one which is up here still. That one's going to go in here as well, so you can see how thick. And I haven't even gotten to put the pockets and other tags in yet. This is how big the spine is. Okay, you can see that right there. And there's still going to be some like lace pockets and stuff in here like that, and lace on the outside like that. But this is the cover so far for the Olivia journal. And then the spine, and you can see how wide the spine is, which I think I made it 3.5. Yeah, it's like 3.5 inches. I don't think I'd want to ever do a journal with a wider spine than this. This is going to actually be quite huge. But this is, so I've got to make everything fit in here, is what I'm trying to say. And I still have a lot of pockets and tags and things to go in here. So let me just put this one back up here because this was one that I was kind of currently working on. That's what I've got so far. And all of these things, these are the other pieces that I had made that also have to go in yet, on top of, you know, regular cards and, you know, regular journaling cards and regular pockets and things like that. I want a lot of journaling space, but I want a lot of places where things can be tucked in as well. So I'm just going to try to slide this somehow. I've got all kinds of stuff on here. So I'm going to try to slide this over a little bit. And I know I'm moving the camera. My apologies. I just want to get this out of the way some so I can do some cutting on this. Now, like I said, I put my mark here. I'm thinking it can sort of, you know, doesn't have to go in perfectly straight into the pocket. You can tip it when it's in the pocket to try to line up, you know, line up the lines. What does this say? This says Night, written for Miss Mary L. Jacobs' album by A.G. Archer Henry. And I'm going to try to read it. It says, 'tis one, I think it says 'tis one of morn, the silent hour, 'tis one of morn, 1 o'clock in the morning, the silent hour, when sprites and spirits glide around, when fairies sport in forest bower, and moonlight silvers o'er the ground, when hoots the owl in the darkling tree, and fills belated kind with fear, and Philomena's melody, I'm not sure what that is, Philomila's melody, spelled delights with an I, delights no more his timid ear. 'Tis at this hour I love to wake, and view the spangled dome above, and watch slow paling in the west Venus, the golden star of love, or watch the ruler of the night as slow she paces up the sky. It's getting closer now, while the gray clouds before her light melt and vanish from on high. Ah, well I know the charm of night, her deep mysterious charm I know, when heaven's lamps are all alight, and calm and still the earth below. It's a very pretty poem. I'm not sure whose it was, but, and I believe these pages that I have for the script, I believe they came from the Graphics Fairy. And again, that would have probably been on the subscription for their premium subscription club. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little cutter here. I'm going to line up my mark, put that in there as straight as I can. Go ahead and cut this, and then I still have this piece, obviously, for something else. I'm going to put that in here. Let's see if I fold it in half. Now this may be an issue. I didn't quite fold that straight, it seems. I may have to cut this again. No, it's really not too bad. Let me see, because this may not, I may have to get a different piece. Because I'm not sure that this goes all the way over. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to cut it down some. So let's do that. Get my ruler here. I need to cut it down significantly. Whoops. Well, that'll just be on the floor again. Like the other million pieces of paper that are down here. Alright, so that can go in here. Now that doesn't look too bad, and I can pull it over so it doesn't go all the way in. And honestly, that doesn't look so bad. It really doesn't look too bad. My goodness, that thing sounds horrible. I almost really don't mind that. I like seeing just the script on this side, and then it's a little open over here. And actually, that may be, yeah, I like it. I like it. I think I'm good. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Now, I've already done a little cluster that and that, like I said, so that's the secret journaling space that's in there. And I may just put some lace along the outside of the pages just to kind of, you know, block that that's there, so that you don't quite see the pocket. I still may go in and go ahead and put some lace on it, but in order to do that, I was going to make an extension to it and kind of make a pocket. I'll show you a little bit about what I think what I would have meant to do. Let me move this over here. I would have opened this up, and I would have taken a piece of paper like so and made a pocket here, and then cut it shorter, and then just folded that over and made another little tuck here, extending this part out, if that made sense. And then I could have put the lace along the edge here. Okay, this would have been just kind of stuck down. Let me show you what I mean. Let me try to cut this. I'll cut it where I just did that and see if I can. I just may end up doing it anyway, right? Okay, like that. I'm gonna just go ahead and fold this over to show you what I mean. I know I'm a little off camera. I'm just trying to get it lined up as best as I can, as even as I can. Okay, and then we're going to mark where I want it cut, pencil. I want to do it the whole length, give or take a fraction of an inch. Go ahead and put this in here. Okay. I'm going to ink this a little bit. It looks like this is what I'm going to do. And again, this could be you know, places to tuck little notes or whatever. I may not put anything in. The reason why I didn't want to do it was because I didn't want to add more bulk to the piece itself. But like I said, the pockets, I can leave the pockets there, and Olivia, who is purchasing the journal, can go ahead and she can, you know, tuck things in if she would like to do that. I'll probably just leave them open for her and not put something in, you know, in the piece itself. So let me go ahead and just ink this part as well. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. And then what we're going to do here, stick that to the side for a second. We'll glue this one down right here. If I can get the glue to come out. Like I said, this is clogging quicker and quicker, and I think I just need to get a new tip on it. Pretty sure that's what I'm needing. So let me go ahead here. Put a line of glue there. A line of glue here. I said I was thinking of this before, which is why I had this coffee dyed paper that I've got here. Trying to bring it so that it's not quite so puffy. All right. And then what I'm going to do is let me put this in. And I'm going to try to measure with this in here. Try to make sure that's... I'm trying to get the script a little straighter. That's not too bad. Okay. And what I'm going to need is to know where I want to place this. So this is not how it's going. I'm just doing this to place it in. So I know I want it hanging out just the tiniest little bit, because I'm going to attach the lace here. Okay. So that's what I want to do. So I'm going to try now to pull it all out together. I'm going to mark. I just dropped something. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna, you can see where this is, okay? I'm just gonna kind of lift this up and kind of just do a rough mark right there where I think I want the edge of the pocket to go. I'm just bending down to get more of this. Okay, so here's my mark. So I'm going to go ahead and glue here. Get this out of the way. I don't know why I insist on doing stuff like that. I'm going to glue down the side here. And then I'm going to glue over here about the same distance, I hope. Might be a little short. And we're going to line this up right here. Okay. I think I can actually I think I can move it in a little more. Let's go ahead and move it in a little more. No, you know what? That's right. Let's go ahead and put that back where it was, because it's got to kind of go into the pocket a little bit further. So let me go ahead, try to make this straight again. Okay. So now, and I may stamp or something on here. I may just leave it alone, in all honesty, and not try to, you know, fancy it up any more than it already is. Okay, it's not straight. I can see that. Let's go ahead and pull that out again. Try to get this off. I was straight the first time. I should have just left it alone. Let me go ahead and pull this off. All right. So let me get that along there. I just want to make sure that it's basically straight on the outside. You know, this piece is the same. And let's go ahead, put that down again. Glue this part down. Yeah, that looks good. Glue this part down. And like I said, I'll leave these empty. I won't be putting any tags or paper or anything like that in it. I'll leave that for Miss Olivia to put her bits and remembrances in. Could be a photograph or a note from someone, or this is just a hair, just a hair. Okay. So that's what we have. So we find something, anything. Okay. So we've got this little pocket here then, and we've got this little pocket here, or tuck, and then you've got all of the space where you can journal. Okay. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and put this in the pocket. We'll get back to the little tuck, the little cluster rather. We'll go ahead and put this in the pocket. Okay. It isn't easy, I will say that. I may still, you know what, I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. Which end? This end. I've got plenty of space, top and bottom. I'll just have to re-glue the edge of the pocket again, that's all. You know, the edge of what I just put on. But yeah, there's plenty of space for it this way. It just has to go in a little bit carefully from side to side. I'll go ahead and ink again. Okay. And let's go ahead and do this again, and then I just have to glue this again, that's all. Not a problem. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's get the glue. This one actually looks pretty good. I'll just get this end. Oh, it's pulling up. It must have just been glued a little bit. Okay. And then we'll go ahead. Oh, I didn't need that part. And glue that down. Okay. So that should be a little easier to get in here. And I'm not going to worry about doing the, well, I might, we'll see. So we're going to put that in there like that. Okay. That covers the whole thing. It gives us a little bit of an edge. Let's decide what we want to do for, I'm looking for some lace over here. You know, I don't want it too big. Why don't we have a look at this one? I think that would be fun. That'll be lovely. Okay. And I'm going to leave this right here so that it's straight and where I want it to be. Let me see if I can, I'm pulling all my fussy cut flowers down. Let me see if I want to pull it out a little bit more. That's as far as I am willing to go. Okay, yep, that's it. That's as far as I want to go. Come on, you. All right. I'll tuck that in a little bit, not that much. All right. Come on. I need it out just a hair. Now I want to do this carefully and I want to do it quickly because I don't want the glue to get stuck on the edge of this pocket. Since I can't glue in a straight line, we have to be very careful what we're doing. Well, I have to be very careful what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this right at the edge here, right at the edge here. Okay. Just like that. I think you can see what I'm doing here. I glued that right along the edge of the script page, as you can see there. All right. And let me get my proper scissors for cutting my lace. I think I threw in here. Oh no, here they are. And we'll trim this right here. Okay, look at that little piece. Come. Okay, there we go. Put that one to the side and go ahead. And I think that's on okay. And then we're just going to stick that back in the pocket. And this edge of the lace should stop pretty much. That's where it goes, right to the edge of the pocket there. So we can do the same thing to this one. How's my time? Oh my goodness. You know what? We'll wait on that. Let's go ahead and put the little cluster that I made, and we'll put this one on. Just took a piece of scrap that I had, tore these out, okay? This is a piece of gold tissue paper, okay? That's this fussy cut, just here, okay? A fussy cut like that. A little bit of lace that I had left over, a little scrap of lace. And that's all I did. I have a little piece of ribbon that I cut off of something, and then I have a little label here. And so what I'm going to do, just to dress up the edge of the pocket a little bit, is go ahead and put this on. And I don't really care, well, I probably do care if I glue that down. Excuse me. So I'm going to just kind of line this up where I think I want it to be. And I could put it over the edge of the page a little bit. So we're looking perhaps here and here. And over here. Okay. Actually, let's get this out of here because I think that goes over. And let's go ahead and put that like that. Okay, I'm going to stick a little piece of paper in here just to make sure as I press this down, if there's any glue that I don't want it to go onto the tracing paper, because when you take the insert out, you don't want to see the glue through the other side. So I'm just going to try to press off the glue like so. Okay, and then before this completely dries, I'm going to lift this up just a little bit. I am going to tuck this ribbon. Make sure I'm not off camera here. I'm going to tuck this ribbon up and under. I'm going to take this little label and throw some glue on it. As soon as I can get the air bubble out of my glue bottle. And we'll glue that down. Okay. Put that in here like so. Get that ribbon down some. And that is that. So we only got the one side done. I didn't get the pocket on the other side here. I'm going to just go ahead and glue this down as well on top of this label a little better. Okay. And that is this piece, at least this side finished. I will go ahead and put the pocket on the other side, and let me see. It's just that I'm coming up on an hour here. I'm going to do this one on the top here. So let's go ahead and put this together. I did this actually with glue stick before, but I'll do it with this. Just get this on like so. Glue on my fingers. And then put this on like so. Cross here, I think. I like that. Everything's sticking to my fingers. So let's go ahead and get the glue on here. I've got those stems there. Skinny, skinny. All right. Go ahead and put this one on like that. Okay. Okay. Then we're going to get the piece of lace I have here. And I think, go ahead and, I think I like it there. You can see it kind of goes into the leaves that way. So try to leave that there. Let's get a little bit of glue on that. Doesn't have to be a whole lot right here because I'm going to glue it down to the paper. So just enough to hold it in place. Let me find another piece of ribbon. What one would I like? Oh, here's another piece of green. That'll work. Okay. Let me go ahead and I'm going to just try to cut these going in the same direction. Like so. Okay. We'll glue this one down here. And let's see where we want to put the ribbon. That can go over the top, is fine. And then we'll glue that right on top of that. Let's bring it down a little bit. And I'm not too worried about the, oh, I need to ink it, I'm sorry. About it hanging, like I said, hanging over the side because the lace edge on from the pocket will be there. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink around the edges a little bit here to give it a little pop. All right, we'll get that down here. I think we'll do it a little straighter. All right, so we don't want to glue where my fingers are, or my finger is. Let's try to get this here a little bit. And like I said, we can always go back and glue down more edge, which I can do over here. Okay, we're going to put it relatively straight here, and we can put the ribbon up in here. We pull out the one little piece. We'll put that there, and then we will take this one, ink it. Inking's good. Ink the edges a little. I like to kind of put a little bit more on it. Lift this and put that, whoops, I just pulled the ribbon out because it's stuck to my fingers, but that's all right. Put that there. Let's lift that up again and put this in here. That looks pretty nice. Glue that down like so. Get a little bit more, I'm pulling more of my labels from over the side here. Get a little bit more glue, wrong one, over here. Okay, and we're good with that. And I think we are okay. So now the only thing I have to do then to finish this off is to go ahead and put the pockets on the inside of this one, and then I will put the lace on the edge of that. But that sort of shows you what it's going to look like when I put this up on the Facebook things. This part will be done to show that that's finished. So that is what we've got for that. And then on the other side we have this, and I may do something a little bit top and bottom, maybe not quite as elaborate as this side, but maybe just a small, I got these other flowers over here, you know, maybe just a small thing in the corner like that, you know, maybe up on this side or something this way, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. And that's all just for these. So that's it for today. Sorry I went over by a few minutes. Well, I went over by a lot, but in any case, that's it for this one. In the meantime, guys, take care, be happy, be blessed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.